Meckler, you were in Grass Valley then. You were in the communist state of California.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just fled. You fled quite a while ago.
A couple of years ago.
Now you're with the Convention of States. You've been with that for a while now.
About 8 years.
Talk to us about what is the Convention of States and why is this so critical to the liberty movement?
Like in the liberty movement, everybody who's watching understands that we have tyranny at a federal level at this point. Federal government's grown out of control, out of the constitutional box. Article 5 of the Constitution gives the people a way to use the Constitution to save the Constitution. What it does is it says we, the people, acting through our state legislatures, can call a convention of states, convene the states, and propose amendments to push Washington, D.C. back into the constitutional box. So that's what I've been working on. We have 5 million people involved around the country. We're the largest grassroots organization in America. People in every legislative district in America. It takes 34 states to call a convention. So far, 15 states have done so. We're well on our way.
And that, let's start with the devil's advocate question. Yep. They always come out and they say, if you do that, you're going to get a runaway convention.
Yeah.
Why will that not happen?
Well, I'm going to give you the simplest answer. I'll start with the end game, which is anything that comes out of convention is a suggestion. I don't know about you. I've never been scared about going to a meeting and having people make suggestions. What comes out of convention is only a suggestion, and then it takes 3/4 of the states to ratify. And I'll throw out a challenge that I've thrown out every time I'm on the air. I've been doing it for years. Millions of people have heard this challenge. My email address, mmeckler@cosaction.com. If somebody's worried about an amendment coming out of convention and they can name the amendment and the 38 states that will ratify it, I'll reach out to them personally, have the conversation. Literally, I've made that on Hannity, Levin, Limbaugh, Beck, you name it. For 8 years, I've never received an email because you can't name an amendment and name the 38 states that will ratify it that you and I wouldn't like the amendment.
Right. Well, and that's the point, right? So this is the whole idea is it's designed to be difficult.
Yes.
Because we don't want it happening all the time.
Correct.
And it's designed to be difficult so that we only get things that the not just the majority, but the supermajority of the country,
right.
Or at least the states would agree on.
Right.
Now, California, we know probably won't agree with what the red states may, but would you disagree with that?
No, I'm going to disagree with that. So, look, we've been polling this for a long time. For example, 85% of Americans are in favor of term limits. 85%. That's not Republicans, conservatives, libertarians. That involves a whole bunch of Democrats. So we're going to get some form of term limits out of it. Also, staffers and bureaucrat term limits. About 80% of Americans are in favor of some sort of balanced budget amendment. 72% of Americans say the federal government's too big and does too much. Those are our 3 subject matter areas, right? And so we're going to get amendments down the center. Look, I'm a conservative guy. We're not going to get stuff as conservative as I might like because the leftist states are going to stop that. But that's okay. This process was meant to do mainstream things that D.C. won't do that the American people can force them to do.
And that's, you look at the size of the federal government, the number of bureaucrats, the 500,000 employees in the federal government, the almost 2 million in state governments.
Yep.
What would this actually look like? And you said there's three main things. What are those things again for the audience? And what would those actually do when put into practice?
So anything that would impose fiscal limits on the federal government, that's like a balanced budget amendment. That would include limitations on taxation and spending power. Might include imposing generally accepted accounting principles. They don't have any accounting. They don't have any principles generally, but they don't use accounting principles. Then there's term limits, that's Congress, but also staffers and bureaucrats. That's the deep state that we worry about. We got to pull those people out, cut that cancer out. And the last thing is scope and jurisdiction. So specifically it means we could say, no, you can't be involved in education. No, you can't have an EPA. No, you can't have an energy department. Those are things the federal government was never intended to do. They get that power by interpretations of the Supreme Court, primarily under the Commerce Clause. We can push back against that stuff through a convention of states.
And that's the ultimate objective. Do that. So you've got 15 states on board. You need 38.
34 to call it.
34 to call it. How people watching this that are saying, and you were telling me this, you're getting 1,000?
1,000 people a day sign up right
joining
now.
It. Okay. Yeah. How do they? So somebody watching this says, maybe that they don't know enough about it, or they're like, I'm all on board.
Yep.
Because, like you said, we're not going to get everything out of it.
Nope.
But if we can stop the trajectory that we're heading with tyrannical big government, top-down bureaucratic state, all of this, how do people get involved with that?
Go to conventionofstates.com. Really 2 steps. Sign the petition in your state. Even if your state's already passed it, it's important for the legislature to know there's still support. So sign the petition. That's the easy step. Step 2, go to the Take Action tab, because they're going to save the nation. It's not you, it's not me, it's all of us. Yeah, it's you guys, right? Are going to save the nation.
That's it.
So click the Take Action tab, sign up to be a volunteer. The state leadership team will contact you. They'll bring you in. You find you have a family of like-minded patriots. We're all in the war together. It is a war, make no doubt. This is Marxism attacking America. You and I have to fight back. You have to fight back. If we all do this together, I think we can save the country. So that's at conventionofstates.com.
And that's really, guys, America, this is really what it's all about. It's about you. So we come to these things, I've been saying it all week, the whole time we're here. These things are completely worthless if all you do is hear good things and you say, oh, I like that idea. Yeah. If you don't actually take action on it, the steamroller, the locomotive that's coming, the Marxist, globalist, anti-American, anti-human leftists that are coming, they're going to have their way, and it's up to the American people to stop that. One of those ways is the Convention of States, and again, it's conventionofstates.com. Mark Meckler, and we've been around forever. I mean, it's just an honor to know you and other patriots like you. And
so great to see you, brother. Really glad to cross paths here.
Do that, guys. Go to conventionofstates.com, get more information, sign up, take action.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.